Aria, I'm Nora, and this is Rating My Reads. Today I'm bringing you my October wrap-up and November TBR because why not? And I am going to start with Cemetery Boys, which is right here. I gave this 3.5 stars. It did not live up to the hype that everyone was giving it. It was fine. It was very slow to get into, and then once it hit like chapter 15, it got a little bit faster, and then once it hit chapter 20, I was invested. But like, it shouldn't wait until chapter 20, which is like 6 chapters from the end of the book, for it to be interesting to me, which is why I really struggled with this book. I gave it 3.5 stars, and I think I'm going to stick with that because I didn't enjoy it that much. The next book I read in October was I'll Give You the Sun, which is right here. And I originally gave this 3.5 stars when I finished, but looking back on it, I gave it 3 stars because it was just a lot. There was so much going on and like not enough going on at the exact same time. So it was a bit, and I didn't like Noah's point of view. I thought he was whiny, even for a 13-year-old. I know yeah. But I like Jude's point of view, who was 15/16, and I thought that her point of view was so much better than Noah's, and because the chapters are their point of views and they last for so long, I got really fed up trying to wait for the next chapter. Like, I just wanted to be finished, and it was just a nightmare, really. So I gave it 3 stars total. It was okay. The ending made me cry because it was very hopeful, and there was this whole spiel about who knows what's really going on in the world, like stuff like that, and it just really got to me. But at the end of the day, this book is still 3 stars. So I read both of those books from a book club, and Cemetery Boys was for 2 book clubs, so I finished those, and then I had time to read for myself for once. Yes, I read for myself and not for a book club. So the next book I read was Red, White, and Royal Blue, and it is probably one of my favorite books of the year, along with Only Mostly Devastated, which I'm reading next month for my book club. So this book is fan-fucking-tastic. I love it so much. It was so well written. The characters were so diverse, and they were just greatly written. I love the story so much. It's such a fun book to read. It was very interesting, very entertaining, very everything. It was just everything I wanted in a book. And I'm so glad I read it because I felt like I was getting out of a slump. That I could only read my book club books each month, and I feel like this really helped me, and now I can read more books. Hopefully. But yeah, this book is fantastic. I love it so much. If you haven't read it, go and read it. I will be gushing about it on my blog. I already have my review planned up. It should be out by the time this video is out, anyway. Go and read this fucking book right now. And the last book I read in October was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Now, this was supposed to be the most hyped book of the year, and I felt like it didn't live up to the hype. So, I gave it 3.5 stars. I think now that reflecting on that, I'm giving it 3 stars because I haven't wrote my review of it yet. I didn't vibe with it. I didn't enjoy it. I was only intrigued because I am curious myself, and I just wanted it to end and wanted to find out what happens at the very end. I was like, can this be over so I can move on to something else? But alas, I read this at the end of October. I finished it on November 1st, so I'm counting it for my wrap-up. And I just didn't enjoy it. It's about this woman, Evelyn Hugo, who talks to a magazine reporter, I don't know, called Monique Grant, and it turns out that something happened that links them together, and it's just so much story for like a plot point, one plot point. Like, it didn't make me angry, it didn't make me sad, it didn't make me happy, I was neutral throughout this whole book, and that's just not something I want in a book. So, 3 stars for me. So yeah, that was my wrap up. Let's move on to my TBR. The first book I am reading in November is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. Now this book I am reading currently, I am 35%, I'm 35 chapters into it. I'm like this much into it, this is how much I have left, and this much I've already read. But this book is really good so far. I'm really enjoying it, but a lot of it is just exposition. And it's just explaining a lot of the things that's going on. And I know that the main character needs to learn all of this. And I know that we need to learn all of this. But it feels like it just drags on forever. So, currently, that's how that book's going. I think it's on a 4 stars currently, though. Because I'm really enjoying it. And it is quite fun. The next book I'm reading is The Final Empire from the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. And I haven't got a physical copy of this because my flatmate is reading it currently for our book club. And yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm super excited for it because it's a series and I love series, and I probably should catch up with the rest of my series. I'm also reading Only Mostly Devastated, but I've already read it this year. So I might just kind of skim through it because that's for my book club. So I kind of need to read it and remind myself of it, and then I can write a review of it because I haven't read a review of it yet. But that is my books for September. No, not September. That is my books for October and November. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos by me, click the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.